more dependable, longer lasting in a Chevy truck. And now you can too. See why Chevrolet is the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Get a total value of almost $8,000 on this Silverado All-Star when you finance with GM Financial. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $2,500 competitive owner cash allowance.
Osage Casino Hotel is your premier venue for total entertainment. Whether it's date night, game night, guys night, or ladies night out, it's always your night. Make it unforgettable at Osage Casino Hotel in Skytook and Ponca City.
Stuff. When you don't want it, what do you do with it? Go to TulsaRefuse.org. There, you'll learn what to do with stuff you don't know what to do with. Just give us a click. TulsaRefuse.org. It's what you do when you don't know what to do with stuff.
For 100 years, Tulsa has trusted Hillcrest Medical Center. Decades of innovation, inspiration, and passion have positioned Hillcrest as a premier hospital in Tulsa. It takes more than just medicine to save a life. It takes courage, patience, and determination. Thank you for a century of trust and the privilege to serve you. Hillcrest Medical Center, serving Oklahoma for 100 years.
And welcome into the first ever afternoon game in the history of One Oak Field as we come to you live from downtown Tulsa as you see the city skyline here this afternoon where we get set for a match between the home side, the Tulsa Roughnecks, and Orange County SC. Welcome in, everyone, on the first ever afternoon game. I am Jeremy Poplin, joined by David Saunders, Brady Ballou, our sideline reporter, down on the pitch level. Well, we have what should be an interesting matchup between two sides. One that got their first victory earlier this week down the turnpike in Oklahoma City against the Oklahoma City Energy, and the Roughnecks looking for that elusive first win of the season. As you see there, one of the Roughnecks players, that's Fernando Arce, who will have pressure on him today, sliding into that number 10 spot, trying to be the man to help fuel this offensive attack. Dave Saunders.
Yeah, big player for the Roughnecks. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Easter to you. And can I say, wonderful to be kicking off at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Having grown up in England with that traditional time, it is a wonderful time, a wonderful surface to play on here. Two great teams and a really nice temperature. As you say, Arce is going to be key for the Roughnecks. They'll line up in a 4-2-3-1. I think it's a big game as well for our friend Francisco Ugarte, who's the captain today. Missed obviously last week through suspension. Have the Roughnecks got the 3-2 agonizing defeat out of their system? Yes, I think so, because they have a great coach and they would have worked on that. And let's hope they can come and dominate this game against a very good, I might add,
and
Orange County.
Great to have the captain back as well with Francisco Ugarte. They're wearing the captain's band. Orange County SC will more than likely see them in their 4-3-3 lineup with a tad bit of shifting around, and we are officially underway in what is the biggest game day in USL history. We have 16 regular season contests that include some high-profile contests as well, and none get bigger than right here in downtown Tulsa here this evening. Buckle in and welcome in everyone watching across not only Cox Cable here locally, but across the YouTube streams as well. Roughnecks in their primary white kits, Orange County with the black trimmed in orange. And the first opening few moments of this match here this evening will be the feeling out process, and the Roughnecks about 15 minutes that we've seen in the first two matches before they start to fall into some sort of comfort level. And of course, Orange County having that big win in OKC on Wednesday night, the Oklahoma road trip. It's the exact same starting 11 for Orange County. Some changes to the lineup for the Roughnecks the last time we saw them. Here's Chaplow receiving. Now we'll keep possession as he plays out wide.
Yes, it's all Orange County Blues at the moment, isn't it? Their possession, striking the ball around left to right. This is a good attack here.
Little dump inside the box towards the byline, cut down there by the defender. That's Munoz, the crafty veteran there in the lineup for the Roughnecks. And we have our first corner of the night to Orange County.
Yeah, we should say we've mentioned the captain Ugarte in for the Roughnecks. Also, big day for Riggs Lennon, who's number 23 up front, and also Eti Tavares as well, the number 7, playing on the right of the 3 in behind Riggs Lennon. 3 changes for the Roughnecks.
And Riggs is in because of the injury to Perez. There's Serta that's called into action. Ball was free in the air for a moment. Serta could not track it down for a moment. Roughnecks now lucky as the ball back over the halfway line, and they will play all the way back to the keeper, Andre Rawls.
Yeah. He was under pressure, wasn't he, Fabian Serta there, but he would like a better first touch on the ball there.
Searching ball into the box there, looking for, that was Involtson who was there. Miss hit there from the Roughnecks back line, and fortunate to come away free and clear, and to the opposite end now a goal kick.
Yeah, a bit of misunderstanding there between Michael Binns and Fernando Arce. Binns just overhitting the pass. Arce wasn't making the run.
That's Rawls in the net on loan, season-long loan from NYCFC. They do have the right to recall him at any time during this loan period. Drafted in the 3rd round of the 2015 MLS Super Draft. Throw into the far side. Our referee this afternoon is Rosendo Mendoza. Assistants on the evening, Travis Height, Brandon Gardner, and Curtis Mayo.
Yeah, a little bit of dissent there, I think, from Powder there. Referee just sorting that one out early, no cards. It's a very high press from Orange County there, trying to get the ball off the Roughnecks, but so far they've just lost out there, trying to get it out of their defense.
High press pays off for them here in the early going. Here's Duke. Christian Duke over from Swope. The native of Kansas inside the center circle. Chaplow out wide. Bit of space now here for Orange County. Zegbers. Chaplow was looking on that continued run there. Held his hand out, was expecting that run to happen. Orange County still possession here. Roughnecks step in front. Munoz forward. Assistant's flag is up for a handball.
Yeah, just a little bit high for him there, and he controlled it with his arm. Correct decision. Well, at the moment, Pop, in the first 5 minutes, it's been all Orange County, isn't it? The Roughnecks can barely get a kick. Here they are now, though, trying to put a few passes together.
Looking to settle in with a bit of possession here. Mirkovic bumped from behind by Christian Duke. Mirkovic comes over after being with St. Louis FC. Spent some time in Sacramento as well. Offsides.
Yeah, well, I would imagine that Bierman knows Mirkovic pretty well, doesn't he? They both played at St. Louis, I think, together, if I'm not mistaken. Bierman, who's wearing the number 24 shirt for Orange County today. Good start from the team from California. They've really come here and set their stall out, plenty of possession. And now a high line from them as the man in all red, Fabian Serta, the goalkeeper for the Roughnecks, takes a long free kick.
Settles back to Ugarte. Off the one-game suspension from collecting 2 yellows in the Black Gold Derby, opening match of the season.
Yeah, he's a big player for the Roughnecks, isn't he, Ugarte, here on the ball. And he comes in to the man who's dropped to the bench, hasn't he? One of the 3 changes, and that man is Adrian Jusinho, who's on the bench today, played at centre-back against the Monarchs.
Mirkovic's ball. Knocked down, sent long here. Pulled back, runs coming in through the box. That was Chaplow through the center of the pitch. Also Duke in the vicinity, and we have a goal kick now coming from Serta.
Well, Orange County fans will tell you that Richard Chaplow, the Englishman, is one of those players that, you know, every coach would love in their team. He's just full of energy, gets around the field, but he makes those penetrating runs from midfield through the back line. And I remember he scored a wonderful goal, didn't he, last season for them here, a left-footed drive at the end that he's playing towards. Born in Accrington in England, started his career at Burnley and played in the Premiership with West Bromwich Albion.
Little press there from the Roughnecks, almost results in a turnover. Long ball sent. Serta is outside of his box, a little touch there. Fancy footwork from Fabian. Out wide now, Montano.
It's one of those things you don't mind your keeper doing if he gets away with it.
As long as he gets away with it, you're exactly right. Nice slide there on the defense there from Mirkovic, which creates this turnover. Here's Arce. Michael Benz, Jamaican national. Left-footed ball, Montano. Enrique tried to play that off of the defender. It took a unfortunate hop, came back off of Montano, and we have a goal kick now coming up for Orange County.
Yeah, say again, first 8 minutes have gone. There's Fabian Serta's little bit of trickery, which you don't mind, as I said in commentary, your goalkeeper doing, but the coach must be thinking, my goodness me, I hope he gets away with this one. We're back in live play, though.
Chaplow. Bit of space here. Tries to curl it to the inside. Knocked down. And that one sent sky high.
Yeah, it was Segbers, the New England Revolution Loney there, wearing 17, wide on this near side to us, the right. Good pullback, but nothing for any Verdon to do there. I mean, he just hacked at the ball, it was way over.
Let's welcome in the 3rd member of our broadcast team, Brady Ballou, who's down pitch side. Brady, some of your thoughts on the first opening moments here of this match?
It's going to be really important for the team to break that first line of pressure immediately. That'll allow or force OC to drop that initial pressure and drop back, and then that's when the Roughnecks need to find that space and go ahead and play.
Here's Paris G, knocking that one down from midfield. Well done there by the central defender from Orange County. Now a foul as Mirkovic had his legs taken out from underneath him, and this will be almost direct dead center in the middle of the pitch.
Keep your eye on that battle, everybody. That's Mirkovic in the Tulsa Roughnecks shirt, of course, against Christian Duke. 2 great players, and Duke, a former OKC man as well. It's going to be a good battle in the central midfield there as both sides try to maintain their position within the centre part of the field. Everybody back now for Orange County.
This is Benz.
It's a long way out if he's going to have a strike, Pop.
Brady, could he have a go from here?
I guarantee he will.
2-man wall. The shot that's there. Woo! Well, that's the exact reason I checked in with Brady. Brady's been at training, and there was some heat coming off of that strike from Benz, as you see the reverse angle here with the left. Just missed curling into that far post.
That was a long way out as well. That was 30 yards plus, and Benz showing what he can do. That's the first time we've seen it here this season.
Brady, I take it you've seen a few of those during training.
Michael Benz is not afraid to pull the trigger at practice. Let me tell you, this guy's pulling from 25, 30, 40 yards out, and he's put a few away at training. If you tune into the Roughnecks Instagram stories throughout the week, you'll see these bangers going in.
Good help defense there from Joaquin. Earns a corner kick. So far as Segbers has been somewhat of a handful, Dave, here towards the near side.
Yeah, he has. That was good play from, you're absolutely right, he has been. And Rivas hasn't really got in the game, and that's his first action there. Good, solid challenge between the two of them. I got no problem with that. Goal kick. But you're right, he's a handful, is Segbers, 17 here.
Unfortunate there from Mirkovic. Over the top for Duke.
And that's what Mirkovic does so well for the Roughnecks. Breaks up the play there, got a foot in, got them going forward.
Arce. Square ball there to Benz. Nice from Michael Benz. Just behind on the entry pass there to Rivas. Rivas now will track back. Chaplow continues on his run, has a bit of room here. Chaplow into the corner of the 18, curling ball towards the backside. Headed away from the defender, Montano. Shoving behind Segbers, and this will be a yellow card issued. First one of the match.
Yeah, I think it was for a little bit of afters there, I think. The foul was one of those fouls that, you know, defenders so often do. Here it is, gives them a little push in the back. Referee wouldn't give him a yellow card for that, but I think he just kicks the ball here. We couldn't quite see that, and that's what Segbers didn't like.
The little heel there at the very end. Rivas is trying to plead his case here.
On another day, perhaps, you know, the referee would have said, hey, no more of that. Next time, card. But he's come out, he set his stall out as the referee, he's given him a card, free kick to Orange County.
This is Quinn, who comes over from FC Cincinnati. Back out to the West Coast, played for FC San Diego. Played high school soccer out west as well. University of Akron for Quinn. Referee has him set. Quinn, 2 steps back. Left-footed ball curling in towards the back post. Serta, right-handed punch.
And that was good from Serta. Came out, eyes on the ball, get a good fist away there, and a throw-in on the far side, and a danger averted slightly from the free kick. What have Orange County got up their sleeve now, though?
Quick throw in, Duke, one touch. Curling towards the penalty spot, it's there in the header. Oh, and a fantastic build-up from Orange County SC. As you see, one touch passing, and they strike first here in the 15th minute.
Yeah, wonderful piece of play from Orange County. Bierman there with a perfect cross, which we'll see in a minute, the number 24. Here's the good interchange here, and you watch Bierman's run here now. There, just spins away from the defender. Look at that, quality cross, and that is a very, very good header coming in there from Eniv Olsen, who played in the Dutch Eredivisie and knows how to score goals, and that was a great header, and I'm sure Brady Ballou will have an even better view than we had, Pop, on that. Brady, quality cross, quality header.
From start to finish, it all started with Christian Duke's sense of urgency right here on the sideline, asking for that throw in quickly, and that set the tone for the rest of the play. The guy's a little tiki-taka through our back line, and a good finish.
Brady, just one, well, we'll come to the play here because here's Rivas at the other end.
Ball just couldn't quite make it through from Joaquin. Deflected into the air. This will be a throw-in in the Roughnecks' favor.
Brady, just quickly, do you think Fabian Serta could have done any better there at all?
You know, that ball comes in at the top of his 6, and if he's on his back heels, that puts him in a tough position to react quickly and come attack it. So let's give credit to the header in this one.
Yeah.
But Brady, you're correct. That there is simply from Christian Duke. That one time, first touch ball, tremendous shielding there from Bierman to create some space, and another brilliant ball played in towards the PK spot.
These are all guys that have a ton of USL experience and even MLS experience all across that line of that entire play. So all credit to them, and hopefully the Roughnecks can respond.
Throw into the far sideline now, Arce. Tavares, right-footed ball that's there. Rawls, not quite sure if he got a touch on it or not. I'm going to say that he didn't.
And that's the first time that Eddie Tavares has really been in the game in the attacking third there. Wide on the right, did well. And one of those when you think, well, is it a cross, is it a shot? But in the end, Rawls was happy to see it go spinning away.
Came on as a sub here last Saturday. Pair seasons with the Real Monarchs SLC. Last season with Fresno Fuego, PDL. Well, we've seen Orange County SC with their fair share of possession here in the opening 17 minutes.
I think it's very clever from the coach the way he's set this out for Orange County, because Richard Chaplow's getting a lot of space in between the sort of back line of the Roughnecks and their midfield too, of Benz and Mirkovic. If you look at Chaplow, now he's not doing it, but of course he just finds those pockets of space.
And most of their build-up so far has come through him.
Yeah.
That you've seen. Incredible the amount of touches that he receives. That was Serta. Job from Munoz shielding off that defender. Flash from Serta.
Yeah, it's done it twice now, and again we say it's all very well if you get away with it, isn't it?
Rawls outside the top of the arc. Chaplow brings this one down to the outside. Segbers. Really no rush in Orange County. Here's Chaplow. Chaplow will have a go off the deflection, and it finds its way in. Well, Robert Chaplow decided to turn, had some space in front of him. Took one or two steps and had a go off of the deflection, and the Roughnecks are now trailing 2-0. On the goal in the 19th minute.
Well, Richard Chaplow did it last year here. He's done it again this year. He's a dangerous man. We've talked about him. There he is, the captain, and he is pleased as punch here for this goal. We'll see here. This ball coming into him here. Has he got too much room? Did people stand off? Probably you could say yes, and then there's a deflection, I think, off Munez, and Richard Chaplow runs away to celebrate with the subs and the coaching staff. 2-0. To Orange County, and I'm sure we can bring Brady in again. Brady, defensively from the Roughnecks' point of view, did they stand off Richard Chaplow too much there?
I think so. In those type of situations, when good players find or get that kind of space, we give them that respect. Those good players are going to punish you, and a man of that caliber with the experience he has, he's going to do what he just did.
So Roughnecks FC in an early hole here. Referee now wants to have a conversation here to the far end. He will bring the two lads towards the byline here at the end.
I think, you know, one comment. I mean, it was a good strike from Chaplow. On another day, it hits the guy's back and spins away past the post. So it's a little bit unlucky when it goes in, and unlucky for the goalkeeper, Fabian Serta, because he couldn't have done anything about it. But you take those deflections, Richard Chaplow will take it, Orange County will take it, and they now have a comfortable lead of 2-0.
This will be a goal kick now coming up. Select is the official soccer ball of USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com and receive free shipping on orders over $50. Mirkovic falling over the top of Duke quickly. Orange County switches to the opposite side. Segbers out wide from the touchline. Little chip ball played in just outside the 6, chested back, and leaves for the shots. More great buildup and work, and the awareness of your space on the pitch. And Quinn just wide on his attempt.
Yeah, they are so dangerous. That was a beautiful ball, wasn't it, from Segbers? And then a chest back, and I think in the end this shot comes in and it's wide. Good pressure. You see there's Benz, I think it was, pressuring the player, and that's better from a Roughnecks point of view.
There's G. There's Arce. Paris kept his run going to the outside. Arce just unable to slot that one in. Dangerous ball back into the area where Orange County was resting. Here's looking for Joaquin Rivas, just couldn't get there in enough time on the angle of the ball. Rawls, if you're going to commit to it, you got to make sure that you get there in enough time, and Andre Rawls did.
Certainly did. Goalkeepers at their best there behind the back 3 or 4, and as an extra defender did very well, or Rivas was in.
Sorto. You know, this is an Orange County side that, much like the Roughnecks, you know, numerous new faces to the roster this year. 14 for Orange County. New technical director as well, and you know, through the first couple of matches so far in the season, you just felt like that they're figuring out how they want to play that combination they have, not only in the back line, but what they want to do in the midfield as well. And the team that they have put together so far.
Well, they certainly look incredibly organised, and they've had the lion's share of possession, Pop, haven't they? We've hardly mentioned the central defenders for Orange County because they haven't hardly been needed at all. And, you know, I'll say again, I'll pick out, you know, Duke, Chaplow, and then you've got Segbers, you know, and then you've got a quality... You've got a quality striker as well who scored the goal, Lenny Vodson, who, you know, headed that one in and has played at the top level. So they're a good all-round outfit.
And it was a game of two halves on Wednesday in OKC. First half, outside of an early chance, handled quite well by the OKC Energy. And the second half was Orange County's half. Not many opportunities. Assistance flag is up here to our near side. Gives us an opportunity to let you know about the USL's official Twitter feed. Keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow at USL on Twitter.
Well, the only thing you can say if you're a home supporter is that the goals have come early, and it's always, you know, plenty of time now for Riggs Lennon getting involved. I haven't seen too much of him up front for the Roughnecks. Steps on the ball there, but it's early, and here's Lennon on the right-hand side.
Lennon House somehow came away with that, and as a corner now for the Roughnecks. Here's Arce. Left-footed ball. Played out of the 18. Mirkovic. Harassed, comes away, keeps possession. It's an attempt from Montano. Ball was kept on the ground, no immediate trouble for Rawls. Only trouble there comes off of the deflection. As we'll see on the replay.
Yeah, it was
he
a
had
good
space.
Yeah, he had space, and it was the outstretched leg there of Krunal, wasn't it?
Yeah, Krunali was there, and Rivas was making a run. All slotted in behind him. Ugarte just sends this one to the opposite end. Chaplow. Well played ball there, just mishit. That poor first touch there from Minnie Voltson.
I think if you're... Oh, that's going to be a red card. Yeah, Michael Benz will go for that.
And the referee's got to get involved here and try to separate the two. Tempers start to boil over. Chaplow's there in the middle of it. Segbers is still down.
Well, immediately the tackle went in, and we can bring Brady in here. The referee has no choice, and that's Michael Ben's red card.
And the referee's still trying to gain control of this. We'll see here it on the replay.
Yeah, Brady hasn't got the benefit of the replay here. We're going to see it here, but you'll see Benz come here. Well, okay, I take it back, Brady. Brady, what was your view on that one? I know you don't have the benefit of the replay.
I'm down here at field level, and from my point of view, when you put yourself in that position, it doesn't give the referee a lot of options. So from here, it's 2 studs up. It doesn't look pretty. The guy's down, and tempers are flying. So the referee made his choice, and the Roughnecks are going to have to adapt now.
I have to say, and I take Brady's point totally, and in the modern game, that was an overzealous challenge. And one of the things I can tell you, having done my refereeing training myself, is that if there's excessive force, Pop, then that is something referees, will give cards for. Now, I must admit, when I saw it with the naked eye, I thought it was a 2-footed challenge. It wasn't a 2-footed challenge.
Here's one more look.
But he was certainly off the ground. This is the afters. There's the referee giving the red card. I mean, obviously players are going to be upset because, if you're an Orange County player and you've seen one of your players get hurt, your tempers are up. I think the referee is just calming things down. Is he going to give another card here?
That's the benefit, though, of being in our position to have the replay and to slow it down. But you, having gone through ref training as well, being in that moment, you see it in live action there. And I'm like you, immediately as soon as that tackle happened, I knew that was going to be a red. But when we saw it there, he slowed it down a little bit, maybe a tad bit much. But I also completely understand the point that Brady made. You put the referee in that position. Yeah,
you do. And, I think you knew it was going to happen. And it wasn't from the reaction of any of the Orange County players. They didn't get a red card. Here it is again. Look, you'll see Benz here come in now. There it is. He's played the ball, but it's an overzealous challenge. Yeah. On another day, another referee may have given a yellow, but I have no qualms with the red, I have to say.
Well, back as we have the wall that's set just a yard or so inside of the 18. Chaplow is in position here. Orange County has 3 players at the end of the Roughnecks wall. And it will be Chaplow to step over. Here's the drive from Quinn. And somehow, some way, Minnie Voltson was in position here. And the Roughnecks players immediately thought that he was going to be offsides. And the assistance flag never went up. And now, off of the red card, Orange County finds themselves with a 3-0 lead here, still in the first half.
And I'm sure Brady will agree with me. It was a number 3, Munoz, who played everybody onside there, and no qualms with that. That is a perfectly fair goal. Brady?
Yeah, Munoz stayed on the line and unfortunately takes that deflection, lands right at the feet of Nevelson, and he does the rest.
Yeah, here's Quinn's second effort here. There, you see on the right of the picture, there's Munoz playing everybody onside, and in fact, Mirkovic just points that out to him now. Absolute mountain to climb now for the Roughnecks. 3-0 down to 10 men. What have they got? What have they got left here in this game? We're still only inside the first half an hour pot. I think the man who was fouled by Benz is down now.
Yeah, that's Segbers who's down, having the staff look at what is that, the right foot, that making sure that he's okay. And you're right, a mountain to climb after the Roughnecks now find themselves trailing 3-0.
And the Roughnecks players are just asking the referee, why is he sat on the field? Why can he not get the attention off the field? The referee is talking to his 4th official and talking to Coach Vodrill and saying, I've got the watch stopped. But Coach Vodrell's now talking to the fourth official. Fabian Serda's getting involved, and he's saying, you know, why can't he go off the field? There's a yellow card for Serda, and now the lad gets up and walks off. So it's all a bit messy at the moment.
And now Arce comes over and has a few words for the Orange County staff. And this is frustrations that are mounting and now boiling over a bit. There's the referee in the middle. He's got his work cut out today. Fourth official again talking to Coach Vodrell. Rosindo Mendoza is our center official. There's Coach Vaught. Has a few words for Curtis Mayo, who's the fourth. So Serda booked. We want to make sure to throw out a special thank you to Soccer City in Tulsa, an official partner of the 2018 Tulsa Roughnecks. They've had to use the turf there indoors at Soccer City several times this week due to the amount of rain that we've had. Just to say as well that Joachim Rivas, the number 11, has gone into Michael Binns' position there. So the Roughnecks really playing kind of a 4-4-1. And it is the lad who was fouled, isn't it? Segbers, who's gone off. Yeah, this is Hashimoto. As Segbers still unable to overcome the injury that he received from the hard tackle from Michael Binns. I'm sure we'll get, you know, we'll discuss it at half-time, and I'm sure everybody watching the broadcast is, you know, going to have their opinion on the red card. Just coming back to it, I mean, it was certainly an overzealous challenge, but the more, you know, having looked at it a couple of times, it wasn't a two-footed over-the-ball challenge, was it? Clearly the lad's been hurt, and I don't wish anybody to get hurt on a soccer field. Here we go again, look. Now, that's a hard challenge. Some people would say, well, that's a hard challenge, and it shouldn't even be a foul. Some people will say that should have been a yellow. Some people will say the referee got it absolutely right. I'm not here to criticise referees, far from it. But having looked at it again, and you made the point, we get a few chances, don't we? I think he's a little bit unlucky now to have been sent off. I think maybe a yellow card, but I say again, no fault of the Orange County players. They did not react to get him sent off. I mean, obviously they reacted for their teammate because it was a strong challenge. Well, how do you adjust tactically now if you're the Roughnecks? Trailing by 3, you're down a man. Coach Vaught has his hands full with trying to adjust now on the fly, and he'll take obviously the time here at halftime, but we shall see what they come up with. Tavares there from the center circle. He caught that one in the face. Yeah, I think he did, didn't he? Here's Chaplow again. Out wide from Chaplow. Bierman drops it back. Quinn. I don't know if Brady would agree with me, but I would say you stick at 4-4, 4-4-1. You try not to concede one more goal because that really is game up at 3-0. I mean, it seems a very long way back, but at least, you know, if they got a goal, there would be something in it before half-time. But if they can get to half-time, not conceding another goal and stay at 4-4-1-1, then maybe later on, as the game goes on, you go 3 at the back and you push another one on. Perhaps we could bring Brady in for his view on what I've just said.
I think slowly but surely we need to get back into winning that midfield. We've put Joaquin in there to kind of slow things down, but with the likes of Chaplow, Quinn, and Duke in there, they're a well-oiled machine. So we're climbing out of a deep hole here, but I think the Roughnecks, it's a perfect conditions for a comeback, and I think they have the time, certainly, to do it.
Yeah, Brady is right. You can see Rivas now, who is dropped more centrally. And how about the all the questions coming in, because typically when you see teams that go on these road trips like this, especially the Oklahoma swing, when a team plays on Wednesday night and comes into Saturday, one of the first questions you always ask is, how are their legs? You know, you want to make them chase as much as possible, knowing they're coming off of that, you know, very short amount of rest time from Oklahoma City. It was a hard-fought match there in OKC, and Orange County has answered every single question here in the early going. We saw them with the press early, which caused some problems. They got some turnovers, and it has benefited in this 3-0 lead. And now we'll have another booking.
Yeah, Rivas a little bit late on Chaplow. You make a good point, but I think as soon as the whistle went, they were well organized. They knew what they were doing. No tired legs for me. They're a quality side.
So now Rivas here in the 37th. Make sure you cast your vote for the USL Goal of the Week every Monday evening at USLsoccer.com as the road to the fans' choice USL Goal of the Year continues throughout the season. See a replay on the booking here from Rivas.
Yeah, he left his leg high, didn't he? But it wasn't malicious, but it's, again, referee left with no choice, really. Yellow card.
Throw in. Arce spins away. That too many black shirts surrounding him in order to keep possession. Played across the back line now from Orange County. Chaplow, easy ball back. Some space centrally. Roughnecks now having to shift back. Here's Riggs. Helping back on Sorto. Miss-hit ball from Oscar Sorto. We've had Chaplow and Rivas that got tangled up. Now Chaplow wants a word with Mendoza.
Yeah, I think it was a tangling of legs there. I think Rivas was slightly late on, again on Chaplow, and then Chaplow saying, did he stand on my foot, referee? But referee sensibly just calming things down and talking to Chaplow there.
Tulsa Bone & Joint is the new official orthopedic provider of the Tulsa Roughnecks. Tulsa Bone & Joint helping to keep the Roughnecks on the field, as we see a portion of the replay knocked away from Paris on the far sideline. 39th minute. Orange County dominant so far. Roughnecks not only trailing here 3-0, but also down a man after the red card to Michael Benz. 25th minute. Well-played ball. Can he get there in time?
Go after their first win of 2018 as they battle an old rival in a new league. North Carolina Football Club invades City Stadium.
Just in time does Sorto.
Hi, everybody. John Emmett along with Ronnie Pascal. Kickers 0-2 off a tough 1-0 loss last week to Indy 11, but an effort that Lee Cowlishaw.
Looking for the ball from Chaplow, unable to find it.
Called much better than their opening effort at Bethlehem Steel. Meanwhile, North Carolina Football Club also 0-1, but Colin Clark was also pleased by his effort.
Well, I think Arce's got to do better than that, hasn't he? He's got to hold on to the ball, and he's got to stand up now. Every one of the 10 of the Roughnecks team has got to do their bit now, and he needs to hold the ball up. Him and Lennon up there.
Week 1, they did not play last week. And Ronnie, it's kind of an odd matchup. Two coaches who lost their last game, both of whom felt their teams played quality soccer.
Yeah, it's not something you're...
Looking for Tavares. Knocked down there by the defensive.
All the time, you know, two teams, like you said, winless in week 3, but both of them pretty optimistic and pretty positive about the direction their teams are going in.
North Carolina FC.
Seton.
3-1 to the Tampa Bay Rowdies, but they actually dominated the first 20 minutes and hit the woodwork twice, had 3 or 4 good scoring chances, and almost all of Tampa Bay's success came against the run of play. Meanwhile, the Kickers, a much improved Week 2 effort, although the lineup is still very much in flux.
A lot of injuries, still guys just returning from international call-ups. So kind of a makeshift back line again tonight for the Kickers. Really looking to get
the experts. If you've got what it takes to beat the experts on USLsoccer.com, show off your knowledge of the league by picking the right results of the USL's matchups.
And put some balls in the back of the net.
Third lineup in 3 nights. Graham Smith off to a tremendous start for North Carolina Football Club. Pennsylvania.
On this giant weekend in USL. First ever afternoon.
Played at South Florida. He's a pro rookie, but has done some damage thus far, creating opportunities.
For the Roughnecks here at One Oak. Free t-shirt giveaway for 1,000 fans. Get the 2018 season shirt. Roughnecks looking for a way to pull the crowd back into this one, if they can find a way to pull one back.
Yeah, the lad who came on, there's Hashimoto. There he is on the ball now. Man from Japan.
Bierman. Oscar Sordo just behind Chaplow.
What the Roughnecks don't want to do is to concede a 4th in the next 4 minutes to half-time. Arce was fouled there.
Boy, and
by Krunali, wasn't he? But he was
Arce thought that he had
the advantage, didn't he?
He did.
Thankless task being a referee, isn't it? It really is.
42nd minute. Trying. Nice there from Eti Tavares. Unable to work through 2 defenders. Christian Duke forward for Chaplow. Chaplow now has some space. Chaplow and Bierman work so well together. We've seen that through the build-up. And you throw Aiden Quinn there in the middle. It's in favor of Tulsa. Referee wants to push Munoz back just a bit there. All the way back for Serta. Duke now applying a little bit of pressure. Mirkovic centrally. Close down the angle on Ugarte. Left-footed ball for Serta, searching forward. Riggs got just a piece of it. Back to Rawls.
Yeah, it was a good win in the air there from Riggs Lennon, wasn't it? But nobody was quite running onto his flicked header.
One of the new features you can see through USLsoccer.com is the From the Pitch segment. You can hear exclusive stories directly from USL's players. USLsoccer.com's From the Pitch, with written and video content that provides unfiltered access and first-person look into the professional game and everyday lives of some of the players. Chaplow, left-footed blast directly at Serta.
Well, Fabian Serta will feel good about that because he's able to make a save, and I'm not blaming him for any of the 3 goals, but Brady, if you're the keeper, that's quite an easy save to make, and, you know, he'll feel better about that.
It's a confidence booster. At this stage of the match, you'll take anything you can get, and hopefully we can build off that. Going into halftime, I think it's important for somebody to step up in that locker room. Hopefully Francisco Ugarte can sort everybody out, get everybody in the locker room, and realize this game comes down to pride now, not talent.
That's a good point Brady makes, isn't it? You know, because you've got to really dig in. And I think credit to the Roughnecks, the 10 have dug in for the last 10 or 15. Obviously, Orange County are going to still come at you, but they're going to enjoy the lion's share of possession. But, you know, they are working hard for each other, the Roughnecks here now. 3-0 down, down to 10 men.
There's a giveaway in the defensive third. Find out how much time will be added. Ugarte with the ball forward there. Just out of the reach.
Yeah, it was good ball from Ugarte there, wasn't it? Just clipping the ball over the top, and Arce they're just a yard or so behind it, and Rolls came out and averted the danger.
We've had 5 minutes of stoppage time added. That's the first true ball from the back line that we've seen kind of played in over the top. Offsides.
Yeah, that ball over the top from Orange County there, just the lad going, Hashimoto there, just going a yard too quickly. But you're right, that was the first ball from Ugarte over the top of the defence. And as we say, we haven't mentioned the back 4 much of Orange County because they've not been put under a lot of pressure. Here they are under a little bit more, though.
Nobody there on the service from Briggs Lennon.
Which you kind of expect when you're down to 10 men, don't you? You're playing one up front, so...
Pressure there from Etsy. Bierman through the Roughnecks defense. Tavares steps in front. Andy Volson. Chaplow, however, back over the ball. Just a simple game of keep away now from Orange County SC. Duke for Quinn. Chaplow has support with Oscar Sorto. Benny Volson. Hashimoto. Had a turn. This is the deflection and a corner now. Roughnecks have to be careful here, not conceding the 4th.
Yeah, I was just going to make that point. This could be the last attack of the half, and if the Roughnecks can keep this one out, then get in the locker room, sit down and discuss what they're going to do. They've got a very experienced coach who will keep a lid on things and keep calm and tell them exactly the way he wants them to set up in the second half. Here's the corner.
Easy for Fabian Serta.
And that's, if you're a defender, that's exactly what you want to see from your goalkeeper.
Plucks it out of the air. Great ball from Serta. A far touchline. Unlucky. There's Paris. Just got word that Ibrahimovic scored in his debut for Galaxy.
Oh, the confident young man.
Yes.
Yes. That
won't do anything for that confidence, will it?
Yeah. He had a good reception, didn't he, when he got off the bus?
And not only that, from 45 out.
Oh, right.
Over the top of the keeper.
Is there anything he hasn't done?
Sorto, corner of the 18. Has options there. Leaves it off for Chaplow. Defenders come and close out. Garte with the clearance. Not completely out of danger yet. Still with possession here, Orange County SC. Quinn will have a go. Knockdown from Serta. And that will do it for the first half. The 5 minutes of stoppage time added are officially over. And the Roughnecks now have to do some major regrouping here, heading into the locker room at halftime. Not only trailing by 3, but also down a man after the red card to Michael Benz in this early afternoon matchup. Quick thoughts before we head into the locker room?
Yeah, I think if you're Orange County, you say we need one more goal and we'll kill the game off completely. They're sitting nicely at 3 up. If you're a Roughnecks fan, you're saying, right, we want the 10 men to get us an early goal and make a game of this. Or it could be a very dull, second half where the Orange County will just keep possession. I'm liking the fact that Ugarte, their captain, has brought everybody in there and says, come on, before we go into that locker room, we got to be made of some stern stuff here. But well done, Orange County. Unfortunate for the Roughnecks, they're down to 10 men. Let's see what the second half brings, Pop.
And we'll see what magic that David Vaudreuil can work as he makes his way into the locker room. At halftime, Orange County coming in with the 3-0 lead over the Roughnecks of Tulsa. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. Halftime show's coming up next. Live from downtown Tulsa at One Oak Field. More Roughnecks soccer coming up after this.
Being joined today by Jake Edwards, president of the USL, who's getting ready to kick off an exciting 2018 season. Jake, thank you very much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
So, Jake, the expansion this year has brought a large group of new owners to the USL to complement this already very strong base of ownership that we've seen that's really led to the success of the league. Talk about the USL ownership group and what these new folks are bringing.
Many of our owners, I'd say the vast majority of our owners now, have owned and operated sports organizations in multiple different leagues. They bring with them a real understanding of the economics of sport, what's required in terms of an investment level in the facilities, in the community, in all the different programs that our teams run. So for me, it's a privilege to get to work with all of these very experienced businessmen and women on a daily basis, and I'm just constantly thrilled by the commitment and investment they have into their local communities and ultimately into our sport. The new owners that are joining our league now are coming in every year with bigger ambitions. For us, we continue to drive value from a business point of view. The model continues to attract more and more sophisticated owners into the league, and that's something that we believe will have such a positive impact on the future of this league and the new initiatives that we want to embark upon.
Last year we surpassed 2 million in attendance. Talk about what your expectations are for this season and in terms of attendance at live games and just overall awareness of the league.
Yeah, our fans are the lifeblood of this league, as they are for every league. We've seen the support for our clubs grow exponentially, already significantly ahead of where we were this time last year on average per club for season tickets. I think it speaks to the excitement. It speaks to what's happening in the local communities. It speaks to all of the things we're trying to do. Building new stadiums, creating more exciting, authentic environments. Attracting better players, having a more competitive and compelling league. I think it's, at least for the league office here, a substantial investment in content production. And infrastructure around the broadcast, around the digital and social. And so we take great pride in growing that area of the business and engaging with the fans from a team point of view and a league point of view.
For 100 years, Tulsa has trusted Hillcrest Medical Center. Decades of innovation, inspiration, and passion have positioned Hillcrest as a premier hospital in Tulsa. It takes more than just medicine to save a life. It takes courage, patience, and determination. Thank you for a century of trust and the privilege to serve you. Hillcrest Medical Center, serving Oklahoma for 100 years.
More and more people have discovered something stronger, more dependable, longer lasting in a Chevy truck. And now you can too. See why Chevrolet is the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Get a total value of almost $8,000 on this Silverado All-Star when you finance with GM Financial. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $2,500 competitive owner cash allowance.
Osage Casino Hotel is your premier venue for total entertainment. Whether it's date night, game night, guys night, or ladies night out, it's always your night. Make it unforgettable at Osage Casino Hotel in Skytook and Ponca City.
All right, welcome back to halftime here at One Oak Field. As you see some of the youngsters there on the pitch with the halftime festivities here at One Oak Field. I'm Jeremy Poplin, joined by David Saunders. First afternoon match in the history of the Roughnecks here at One Oak, and it simply just has not gone the way that the Roughnecks had hoped. Still looking for that first win of the season. In Orange County, the story here is that Orange County has come in. They've looked incredibly impressive here in the first half. And from the get-go, Dave Saunders, there was no hangover effect whatsoever from a hard-fought victory on Wednesday night in Oklahoma City. They've come in, they've looked organized. They've really taken the Roughnecks apart here essentially in the first half.
I couldn't agree. You've said it all. I mean, organized. They were full of energy, conditioned. I think in Richard Chaplow, I think they've got a fantastic player because he finds those pockets of space. They're 3-0 up. The Roughnecks are down at 10. You know, they should see this out. I'd even go too far to say that they're the best team that I've seen this season, either on YouTube, you know, or live. I think they're a very, very well organized side.
Roughnecks being down now to 10 men, so we'll see what changes, or at least tactically what David Vaudreuil wants to do coming out of the second half. If you were David Vaudreuil, what changes would you make here coming out for the last 45?
Well, first of all, after the red card, I think they did well to sit in with their 4-4-1 and get through to half-time. As I said, I think if you're an Orange County fan, you want that fourth goal to kill it completely off. Now, Dave Vaudreuil will keep his powder dry. He'll keep them calm. I think he might well go 3 at the back and try and push another one up front, maybe something like a 3-4-2, because at the moment they're not putting the goalkeeper or the back four of Orange County under any pressure at all. But I think he'd be in there saying, come on, we're up against it, we know that, but if we can get the next goal, it's game on. If we concede the next goal, I think game's over. It's key for the Roughnecks to get that next goal. Now, in their first home match last weekend, we saw the Roughnecks actually score that goal to open up the second half. It's something that, quite frankly, we didn't see enough of last year. So maybe that, with a little bit of momentum, maybe we can get another quick goal here on the Roughneck side in order to change their fortunes around here in the second half. I think so, and it's a good point you make, because I think Coach Roger will be in there now saying, hey, the last game we came out, we were 1-0 down at half-time, and look what happened. We went 2-1 up. Okay, they lost the game 3-2. But you're right, they came out and they took it to the opposition. That's all you can do, Pop. You're 3-0 down, you're down to 10 men. You've got to take it to the opposition, or you just lie down and say, we'll give up another 3 points. They've got to go for it, haven't they? And I think he'll be saying that right now. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half here at One Oak Field on a historic day even for USL. And we'll see the walkout here with both teams making their way out. First 1,000 fans in attendance tonight got a free T-shirt. And here's Michael Benz before he was sent off. And what an effort that was. That's a great shot. And Brady Ballou was telling us he does it all the time in training. He was a good 35 yards out. There's a foul on the first yellow card of the game. That goes to Montano. Referee comes over, makes his decision. Watch this build up. Right there from Christian Duke. The one touch, the shield from Bierman. And then the finish on the second goal of, well, I mean, this is quality from Bierman, isn't it? And there's Andy Volson there, who's scored in the UEFA Cup. You know, he's an experienced player. That's a great header.
Yeah, and Andy Volson had scored the game Wednesday night against Oklahoma City, so second goal of the year for him at that time. Here's Chaplow. Chaplow had too much space. Roughnecks did not close down on him quickly enough, and he makes him pay.
I think out of the 3 goals, that's the most disappointing from the Roughnecks' point of view, because they really did stand off him. Here's the red card. Make up your mind, home folks. You know, we've said they could have been all 3 decisions. Referee out there with the red card straight away. Unfortunately, the lad had to go off injured. And here's the free kick. 2 bites at the cherry. And then Muniz there, the number 3, playing Andy Volson onside, and he scores his second. And Orange County's third, and the Roughnecks now really are up against it.
Second goal, Andy Volson sitting on the brace now, and you mentioned it, they're held onside. Looks like some of the Roughnecks players stopped thinking that he was offsides there and did not continue on with the play there, and that gives us our 3-0 lead. Obviously, you saw the red card there for Michael Benz. That is also one of the big stories here of the first half. So with the Roughnecks trailing heading into the locker room, we did not get a word from David Vaudreuil. Obviously, he has a lot on his plate to try to get his guys back and organized again. And I think having Francisco Ugarte back on the pitch, wearing the captain's armband after coming off of that 1-game suspension, when you have a captain, you mentioned it, he pulled all of them together before they walked off the pitch to bring them in and maybe get them back on track, at least mentally right now.
Yeah, and you and I both know him off the field as well, and he's very, very passionate about the game. He's got the captain's armband. He's disappointed to have got his red card, but now, ironically, you know, with one of his teammates getting a red card, it's up to him to pull it together, and he'll be so vital, not only defensively to not concede a 4th goal to Orange County, but also, as you say, to be the passionate side of the game in the right way for the other 9 on the field for the Roughnecks.
And I think you've got to continue to find a way to get Joaquin Rivas involved in this. Joaquin with the 2 goals last week, magic things happen when Joaquin Rivas has the ball out on his boot.
We know how good he is. As you said, he got a couple of goals last week, but again, he didn't really, by his own standards, have enough touches of the ball in that game, even though he got the two goals. So he's another big player. We need him to stand up. We need him to get goals. We need him to take the Roughnecks going forward.
One of the great things about having Brady Ballou on staff here this year with the Tulsa Roughnecks is not only his access that he has to the players, being a former player himself in the previous 3 seasons with the Tulsa Roughnecks, also his knowledge of the game. Brady Ballou, also social media star. So let's throw it to a new segment involving Brady Ballou called Kicking Science with Brady Ballou. All right, so there's Brady Ballou with Kick Science, explaining different techniques, standing over the ball. It's been a beautiful day here in Tulsa at One Oak Field. We experienced a lot of rain earlier in the week. We were a tad bit worried about what the weather was going to be like this afternoon on this Easter weekend, and can't think of a better time to make sure that we fit this one in, Dave Saunders, because we go from 70-degree weather today to tomorrow's high. I believe 38 is supposed to be the high, so welcome to Oklahoma weather. But just perfectly fit this one in here in this matinee version of this game. Unfortunately for the home side, hasn't quite been the result that they would like, with the visitors coming in and scoring 3 goals here in the first half. But this has been fantastic, and I know the Roughnecks organization has been wanting to do a day game prior to this, And with this being the first one, I think the conditions were fantastic so far today.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you're a player out there, you know, this is the perfect weather, isn't it? And being an Englishman and being here for, what, nearly 5 years now, I'm still getting used to the Oklahoma weather, because it can be one day, as you say, sort of 70, 75 degrees, and then the next day you're down, you know, finding your jacket. And being a high school coach myself as well, you know, you stand on the sideline sometimes and you think, wow, I wish I brought that extra jacket. But this is perfect. The T-shirts, you can see the orange T-shirts, they've been given away as well. And we know that this organisation knows how to put on an event, and we thank them for it, because this afternoon soccer that we're seeing is perfect, apart from if you're a home fan, Pop, you want something to happen in this second half. And why can't it happen?
By the way, Zlatan just scored a second on a header.
He's something else, isn't he, that player? I was thinking, what else can he achieve? But of course, he's never won the World Cup with Sweden, has he? But you know, he's certainly a character and someone that, whether love him or hate him, the game of soccer needs worldwide.
I was up early this morning watching a little Liverpool and Crystal Palace.
Well, I think the Premiership is always interesting, and yeah, well done on the win. I was going to say I was really pleased to see, talking about Enny Volton, that he actually once scored against Tottenham in the UEFA Cup in 2008. So you can see where my colours are nailed to there. But yeah, he's a good player. He's put in a couple of goals, and someone that the Roughnecks need to keep quiet. But Manchester City running away with the Premiership. No one's running away with the USL because it's very early days. But we're seeing a very, very good side here in Orange County. But here are the 10 men of Tulsa coming out, Pop. What have they got in the second half?
Well, she'll find out. And I think we'll know the tone of this one very early on, and what the Roughnecks have decided to do tactically.
I think as well, Pop, when you look at the 10 players and you look around at each other, you know, when you're down to 10 men, you're up against it, you're 3-0 down, you look around at your teammates and you think, right, who's got the fight? Who's got the guts? Who's got the determination to do this? Or are you one of those players that really doesn't want to know and you need to be substituted? I'm hoping that all of them, you know, want to be out there and want to do something about this, and let's see what they've got in the 45 minutes. Here comes Coach Vodril. There's Fabian Serda, who's been beaten 3 times today. There's the Roustabouts, who stay with it, come rain or shine, whether they win, lose or draw. The Roustabouts are always there. And there is a shot of Coach Vodril, who is looking very dapper as the second half gets underway. And I'm sure he's had some very strong words to say to his players in that locker room. And what have they got? Here we go. And my immediate thought is that certainly they're going to be pushing Montano at left back there, the number 4 with the ball right now. They're going to be pushing him on as much as they can down the left-hand side.
Here's Rivas. Keeps it in to the far touchline. Rivas now attacking, overlapping run from the outside, cuts towards the byline, curling ball that just hits on the outside of the line, and a goal kick now in the early going. Case & Associates is your home for the Roughnecks players when they're not on the pitch, and you can look to Case for your apartment needs. You can find Case & Associates online at caseusa.com.
We can bring, you know, Brady in a minute, but that cross there from Montano is exactly my point. They're still going with a back 4, but they're going to want Montano and Paris G at every opportunity to attack down the flanks. Brady, is that what you see Montano there, attacking more down the left-hand side?
Yeah, at this point, I think the team has not much to lose. So to push those guys up when the time's right, and it sounds like I was able to get some insider info from the locker room talk, and that, you know, Dave is still key.
Enny Volton. Well, he turned and was looking for the runner, unable to link up for a clear attempt on goal. But Orange County is continuing the pressure, looking for that 4th. Brady, what was the word from the locker room?
Yeah, I don't think Vaught is afraid to continue to press. He wants to impact the game, and it's a matter of doing that while conserving energy. And, you know, do you look at this and think, do we get ready for Wednesday and save that energy, or do we push on and, you know, try and make a game of it? So I'm curious to see what the guys will do.
You know, that's a great point. Here we are in the 48th minute. You do have the quick turnaround on Wednesday with T2 coming in. Brady, as much as anyone, can speak to how much of a grind that the USL season is, playing all the way into October.
It can be a lot on your legs. It's nothing these guys aren't, you know, used to at this point, but that preseason gets seemingly shorter, or that offseason gets shorter and shorter, and you know, these games come fast and quick, but this is what the guys want. They want more games, they want more chances to show what they've got, and they want more chances to play soccer.
Paris dispossessed by Hashimoto, looking there for Vinny Volson, who is in offsides position.
Should say as well about Vinny Volson, he played 11 times for his country, Denmark. So he's clearly a top-level striker, and he's already got 2 of the 3 tonight. So a dangerous customer, and I expect him to get more goals this season as the USL unfolds.
Cronali on loan from the Columbus Crew. There's Powder on the angle to Chaplow. Far post. Just missed finding the back of the net for that 4th. And more great build-up on the service from Chaplow, but credit Powder, who made that happen.
Yeah, Chaplow, the Englishman, with the cross. And there's the Dane with his left foot. Here it comes. There's Chaplow's ball. There's the Dane there, just hitting into the side netting. Just too much for him. But, you know, the Roughnecks are going to have to soak some of that up, aren't there? There's going to be chances for Orange County.
Rivas. Arce tripped up. Mendoza now will have a chat with Hashimoto.
I think he said, you know, you've had a couple of fouls now. The next one, persistent fouling, you'll get a yellow card.
There's a look at it. Yeah, hacked him there from behind.
Long way out, but Arce has got the responsibility here.
Gary Arce, left-footed curling ball towards the back post is there. Just miss hit, still a chance. Riggs Liddon, not much on it, settled. Tavares.
Well, Arce hit the most beautiful free kick. One of those just in behind the defence, between the defence and the keeper. Here it is, and there, just didn't get enough on that, did Montano for me. And then Riggs Lennon, possibly by his own standards, could have done better with the shot as well.
What a beautifully curling and dipping ball to find the runner Montano towards the far post.
It was the perfect ball in.
Duke and Hashimoto. Quinn out wide. Christian Duke had a tad bit of space. He was closed down there by Mirkovic. Cutting ball there from Quinn, knocked away by Montano. Rivas. better from Tulsa.
That was wonderful play from Tulsa, wasn't it? There, just a 5-man move, and then Arce again. He's got to do a little bit better for me there. He's got to hold the ball up. He's the lone striker. Riggs Lennon is just in behind him. A great move, but before that, you saw the prowess of Orange County, didn't you? 3-0 up, you know, playing against 10, and they were knocking the ball around at will.
Quinn's long ball. Finds Innie Voltson.
Yeah, Ugarte did well there.
Powder, left-footed shot, driven directly at Serta, off of the deflection. Had to quickly collect it as Bierman was following through, looking for the rebound.
Yeah, Powder hit that pretty well. The lad who's represented Trinidad and Tobago under 20 level there. He hit that well, the left-footed shot, and Fabian Serta spilled it, but he was just able to get it at the second attempt.
Chaplow with more space. Seems like Chaplow has had so much so far here this afternoon.
Well, I think it's quality players make their own space, don't they?
Another attempt from Noah Powder. Mirkovic. Unlucky there is Mirkovic. Was trying to link up with Arce and ended up hitting Tavares.
And I'm sure the coach for Orange County would have said, look, get out there, knock the ball around, don't let the Roughnecks have possession of the football at all, dominate possession. That's exactly what they're doing. And Brady Ballou, you know, if you're playing against 10 men, we'll bring Brady in a minute, because here's Lennon.
He's got Rivas to the outside, has him. Arce had his hand up there to the backside, but that's going to be, you know, a world-class ball that has to make its way through Hume. And does not do so. And a giveaway there from Christian Duke.
Brady, if you're a Roughnecks player, you're going to have to watch Orange County have a lot of the possession, aren't you?
Yeah, at this point, Orange County, it's the game's in their hands. They're going to exercise their patience, and they're going to slowly want to kill the will of the Roughnecks. With, you know, all the time left, it's up to the Roughnecks to, you know, like you said, soak in those chances and then make the most of the ones that they get. So far, it's been a bright start for our Roughnecks.
And Brady, right in front of you, are we seeing a substitution for the Roughnecks imminently?
It looks like Adrian Jacinho is coming in. I might have heard coming in for Rivas. So they might be mixing it up in a formation. I'll get back to you guys.
Yeah, could be that the Roughnecks, as I predicted, might go 3 at the back, because Jacinho is another centre-back, isn't he?
There's Rivas trailing behind the play. And we will have a sub at the next opportunity. Tulsa Roughnecks are excited to partner with Titan Sports and Performance Center as the official training center for the Roughnecks. You can check out their website for more information on what Titan has to offer at titansportscomplex.com. Foul and a quick restart. Good play there from Paris. And this should give the opportunity for us to see Jusinho, who will make his way in for Joaquin Rivas. Waiting for the official board. It is up. Jusinho started and played the full 90 in each of his first 2 matches this season. Right back in the opener. Slotted centrally last week and filling in for Ugarte. Played his entire professional career in Bolivia.
Well, it looks to me like Muniz has been pushed up front. Jairzinho's slotted in at the back, and Riggs Lennon has come out wide on this near side, the right.
By the way, that's second division in Bolivia. Always some unique names with the second division Bolivia teams. Team Always Ready is the last club for Jairzinho.
That is a great name, isn't it?
There he is, first touch of the game. Mirkovic, the midfielder climbing over the top of his back.
So Ugarte's forward, they're all up from the back. Can the Roughnecks get on the board here in the bright afternoon sunshine here in downtown Tulsa?
Rawls gives the thumbs up. He has his players in his space. That was almost dangerous there.
Well, I tell you what, Arce puts in some beautiful balls, doesn't he? In between that, as I keep saying, the back line and the goalkeeper in between, there is no better place. Here's the corner from Arce.
Quickly, Arce goes. This will be a throw-in now off of the header from Krunali, and we'll have a sub for Orange County here in the 59th. This is Joe Amico, on for Oscar Sorto. Arce to the back post for Riggs Lennon. We'll say that it was touched by an Orange County player, so a goal kick.
Well, Riggs Lennon has had a couple of opportunities from almost exactly the same place.
Near post ball, headed out of the box. Mirkovic. It's Riggs Lennon one more time, the header. Unable to keep this one in play. And at the 60th minute, Roughnecks are turned away.
But good pressure, and as I said, Lennon has had a couple of opportunities now, and you know the Roughnecks, if they can get the next goal, we possibly have a game, but you still feel that Orange County are in full control of this game.
New Balance is the official sportswear provider of the Tulsa Roughnecks FC. You can look for a full line of New Balance products in the Roughnecks team store at One Oak Field. Ugarte now from the back has his head up, looking for somewhere to go. There's a run to the outside. It's Montano.
Well, Orange County is certainly enjoying being in Oklahoma, aren't they? After the 1-0 victory down the turnpike, they've come here and they're sitting comfortably at the moment, 3-0.
Supporter section and the drums trying to urge on the Roughnecks. Ugarte has to dump back to Serta. That one by the wayside from Fabian Serta. Montano was in the vicinity, but lies out there near the bench for the Roughnecks. Orange County coming in, the 1-1 draw to open up with. I believe they got the equalizer there late. They're close to the 90th in that opening match with Phoenix Rising. the loss to Sacramento and then jump on the board on Wednesday. You're right, Dave Saunders, with the way things are looking now to come out of the Oklahoma two-step, so to speak. And now we'll have another booking as it's Arce now in the 63rd minute.
Yeah, I think a little bit unlucky. I think it's one of those that he slid in the back, and I think I can see the referee why he gave the yellow card, but it was slightly mistimed. Bit of frustration as well from the number 20 for the Roughnecks. Here is the replay. I think he just slides in here, and I think he's just put his foot over there and hit the lad in the back. Fortunately, he's okay, is Aidan Quinn. I'll have to ask Brady Blue in a minute for some more action going on the Roughnecks bench in a minute after the Orange County attack here.
Unlucky there. And now a foul on the far end. It's Montano that's down. Looks like he's holding the nose. May have caught one up top, and we'll have our second sub for the Roughnecks.
Yeah, Brady, is that Gamble coming on? Can't quite hear Brady at the moment, but I think it is Michael Gamble coming on there, Pop, isn't it?
No, that's going to be
excuse me,
Josh Morton.
Morton, yeah,
the
you're
rookie
right.
out of Cal.
Came on as a sub, didn't he, in the 3-2 defeat to the Monarchs? Well, Lennon scores the goal, but there was a push in the back, says the referee. There is the referee. It's had a busy afternoon.
Extremely busy afternoon as a referee.
Well, he was very early with the whistle there. There must have been a push in the back from Riggs Lennon.
See if we can't find a replay of that.
Looks to me like Morton's gone into the central midfield with Paris G.
Eddie Bolton is essentially trying to take on the entire back line of the Roughnecks. Turned away. Don't forget to check out, as we see the replay here. Here's the ball forward from Serta. See if we can see. Yep.
Yeah, that's good to see.
Left hand in the back there from Riggs Lennon.
Yeah, maybe didn't need to do that either. But certainly is a correct decision.
USL's official Facebook page brings you the best from across the league with news, highlights, and interactive features like the USL on Facebook to get the league's best content delivered to you. And now we've got Jusinho into the books here at the 66th.
Yeah, Jusinho's first foul. And this is a dangerous position.
This is almost dead center.
See it again here. Is it worthy of a yellow card here? Jusinho, will it be the hand in the back here? Yes, it will. Yeah. Is it a yellow card?
I think with the tone that we've had that's been said here today, then yes.
I think that's the great point you make. I was just thinking that through as you said it. And if you think right back to Montano, who got booked very early on in the game, and I think then we had the red card. I think the referees tried to keep a lid on everything and saying any kind of foul, you know, is possibly going to be a yellow card today. More importantly, it's a man down, and I don't know if we can bring Brady Ballou in. Brady, just go back to that Riggs Lennon chance. He just seemed to push the defender in the back. It's what we saw on the replay.
Yeah, it didn't look like much to me. It's unfortunate. We could have really built off that. Now we got to soak up this chance. We've got, looks like Aidan Quinn taking the ball into his hand. And if you guys remember back in 2015, Aidan Quinn had quite a memorable SportsCenter top 10 goal in this exact same spot. So I'm curious to see if he gets it or Evelson takes it and tries to get that hat trick.
Is Jake Feener watching?
I hope not.
Jake Feener, of course, named one of the assistant coaches at the old alma mater, eh, Brady, in Seattle?
That's right. Congrats to Jake Feener, a well-deserved position for him, and I think he'll continue to make a Seattle U top 10 program.
It's a low-driven shot towards the post. Seton does well. Found its way through the wall of legs on the back line. It does create a corner now.
Yeah, I think this one went through the wall, didn't it? Yeah,
it did, directly in between. There's Seton, plucks out of the air quickly, wants to go on the counter. Long ball here forward. Arce, referee there on it, awards a corner.
Well, to be fair to the referee, he's pretty conditioned because he sprinted down the field there and was
He came out of nowhere.
He did. Where did he come from? I thought it was the fourth official on the field.
He's quick. Sign him.
Yeah.
Just over the top. Lennon, near post run. Jacinho will leave this. Ugarte couldn't quite get a handle on the throw. Over the byline for a goal kick coming up. Captain up off of his back line there. Here in the 69th minute. It's been all Orange County. Roughnecks down 10 men. Red card in the 27th minute for Michael Benz. And the bookings have been aplenty this afternoon, Dave Saunders.
Yes, they have. As we said, the referee set his stall out and he's been consistent. You give him that. He's been consistent. Maybe a couple of players are saying, well, you know, it's my first foul, but, you know, he's been consistent. We'll give him that. And really now it's a question of what can the Roughnecks get something out of this game. Time running out now, 20 minutes to go.
Now Jacinho trying to get the ball away from Quinn. I thought the referee had initially pointed in favor of Orange County. Now he's having a word with Quinn.
Now, in some ways, some people would say, well, what Quinn did there was worthy of a yellow card because he's held onto the ball with the Roughnecks wanting to get on with it 3-0 down. But I think, to be fair, I'm not sure many of the players knew which way he'd given this. That is clearly a foul for the Roughnecks. Now, here you see Quinn will pick up the ball. Well, you're right.
He's pointing in direction for Orange County. And I think that's where a little bit of the confusion came away from, because Quinn is going off of the signal from the referee.
Yeah. So we'll let that one pass by. Another substitution for Orange County, who are really, you know, doing exactly what they've got to do, professional side. 20 minutes to go, they're 3-0 up, they're playing against 10, and they're knocking the ball around and doing exactly what you'd expect them to do, making intelligent substitutions. And the Roughnecks can see if they can get something out of this one. They've pushed everybody up to the 18-yard line. Everybody, every single player apart from Fabian Seton on the field is in the Orange County half. Here's the free kick from Seton. Well, just for a moment there, Annie Volton was the only player up, and if it had been a clearance, he would have been had half the field to run at Fabian Seton.
Duke. Boy, had a man out wide. Roughnecks are fortunate there. Roughnecks, by the way, have been booked 5 yellows and the red so far here this afternoon.
Yeah, and the second red of the season, isn't it? So it's something to just keep an eye on. I'm sure Coach Vodrell will address that at some stage.
And now we'll have a red issued here. And that's on Riggs Lennon. So the Roughnecks now down to 9. Off the red that was issued, there was a little scuffle there just right outside the box, and that has Riggs Lennon scratching his head on why he's being sent off here in the 72nd minute.
Well, we'll have to look at this one because the referee's absolutely sure that it's a red card.
Yeah, make no mistake about it. He went directly in a straight line for Riggs Lennon. And is this off of the push in the back?
Here's the replay here. Here's the ball into the box. There's the header and the referee straight in there. Well, we'd have to have another look at that.
Yeah, that is something. Let's check in with Brady Ballou, who right now is raising both hands up in the air because he didn't necessarily see anything either.
I got nothing, fellas. It's unfortunate.
I mean, Brady, I'm watching the replay right now, and I don't necessarily see any sign of contact that's there.
It looks like Riggs Lennon was also caught off guard by that decision, but the referee made certain of it. And, you know, once again, it's those high emotions, and maybe he's putting the referee in a bad position, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt at this point. And, you know, that's a guy with an even temper, and he's a smart soccer player, so I don't anticipate it was anything too malicious.
Well, you feel a bit sorry for Coach Fodrell, don't you? Because, you know, he's down to 9 men and 3-0 down. I think now, you know, what is it with, what have we got left? 18 minutes to go, 17 minutes, something like that.
There's one more look at it there. This is, it looked like as there was maybe a bump before on Quinn as the ball was in the air on Lennon, but that's from my perspective, that's just Lennon trying to, you know, establish himself there.
Coach Fodrell in deep conversation with Curtis Mayo, the fourth official there, clearly wanting some kind of explanation. There was nothing from an Orange County player at all. No words seemed to be exchanged.
Powder now from the corner.
But I'll say again, in fairness to the referee, he was in the arc, you know, on the 18-yard line, and he ran straight for Lennon and gave him the red card. So he was absolutely adamant there was something worthy of a red card.
And the hole gets deeper with 9. Powder, left-footed ball. That was a great run from Hashimoto, and the ball found its way through.
And a very fine save, actually,
it was,
from
yeah,
Fabian Serda.
Quickly from Fabian Serda. We'll see here on the replay. That's the Green Country Chevy Dealers ball kids here at One Oak this afternoon. Low driven ball sneaks through. Serda has it.
Again, that's pretty good defending from Francisco Ugarte there. Just held off the man there. Couldn't get his back header in there. Did well. Here he is, the man on the ball now.
The new ball this season is Select, official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit selectsportamerica.com. You get free shipping on orders over $50.
And if Mr. Andy Volson can score another goal, he gets to take one of those balls home with him, doesn't he? Because he's on a hat-trick, isn't he? Well, the Roughnecks have really gone to a kind of 4-3-1, which is basically all you can do when you're down to 9 men.
Not many options, is there?
No, and you can see here the Orange County players have got the freedom of One Oak here to play in. Credit Morton here is trying to scurry around and run between 4 of them.
Morton had quite the debut last Saturday. Had a brilliant cross. One of the goals. There's a shot, and there's number 4. And Andy Volson will come out of here with the hat trick. as just mentioned by my partner. And that was a brilliant goal that beats Fabian Serta. And number 4 on the board for Orange County SC as they are on their way to 3 points and 6 points total on their trip to Oklahoma this season.
Well, there is the Great Dane who scored a hat-trick. Eddie Voldson, quality goals today. First one with his head. And that one, a really nice strike there. Nothing Fabian Serta could do. 4-0. Roughnecks down to 9. And there's going to be a yellow card shown here to
it's Mr. Powder.
Mr. Powder, yeah. He gets a yellow card for saying something or doing something. But credit the striker. Let's credit the striker, be positive. That was a fine hit. And just before, as you said, I was just saying, does he take the match ball home if he gets a hat-trick? And he's got a hat-trick. That might be the first hat-trick of the whole USL season so far. Someone will correct me, I'm sure.
It's Montano fighting there towards the byline. Orange County has obviously, with the Roughnecks having 9, had the fair share of possession throughout this game, but they haven't just settled in either. They've kept up the attack.
Oh, yes. I mean, they've been thoroughly professional. Obviously, they've had more space to play in when you're playing against less players, but they've done a thoroughly professional job. And, yeah, they haven't sat back. And we said at half-time, if they got the 4th goal, game over. I mean, it really is game over now. The Roughnecks have no chance. At 3, they had a slight glimmer of hope if they could have scored, but they need to put more pressure on the keeper. That's offside. But now with the 4th one, you just feel now, Brady Ballou, that if you're a Roughnecks player and the coach, probably you just want to get off as quickly as possible, and this 11 minutes to go by really quickly and start preparing for Wednesday.
Yeah, 11 minutes to go, but you still have a chance to impact the game or impress the coach, and this gets you a start on Wednesday when you have a clean slate, 0-0 against T2 on Wednesday, and that's what the focus is now. It's trying to be bright in these last 11 minutes and make the most of it.
And also nothing silly in terms of, silly yellow. Well, there's another yellow card where he's saying, there you are, Hashimoto. To be fair to the referee, we mentioned it earlier in commentary, he said to Hashimoto, he said, you've done it twice, next one, yellow card. And that's exactly what he's done.
It's the 2nd booking for Orange County SC. So here in the 80th minute, Hashimoto goes into the books. Would you believe 9 cards total on the day?
Yeah, it's been interesting, isn't it? I mean, some of them, you'd say they've been soft. The red card we could talk about is certainly a strong, zealous challenge. Something to consider, isn't it? And have a look back for everybody.
Curling ball. Well done there by the defender, Hume. Got up in the air, using that big frame. Quickly to the other end, Seton. Eddie Voldson looking for number 4. Oh, leaves it there for Seton, and the easy finish there. And that's number 5. Eddie Voldson gets the assists as Seton puts it behind Fabian Serta. And in the 81st minute, Orange County with the 5 spot.
Another very well-worked team goal. It was Michael Seton there who was fed beautifully by Quinn, just deep in this territory down at the left-back spot. They worked their way up the field, and of course against 9, there's little the Roughnecks could do when it's a well-worked goal. And good play as well from Eddie Voldson, who could have gone for his 4th, but no, he laid it off to his teammate, the Jamaican Michael Seton, who put it home for number 5.
This is a little bit of payback. Last year when Orange County came in, Roughnecks had the 4-0 win against them and then played to a draw out in Southern California. This would only be the 2nd win in franchise history for Orange County over Tulsa. Coming in, Roughnecks held a 3-1-1 record in the history. It's back to when they were the Orange County Blues. That's Duke, who's offsides on his run. And I believe, Brady Ballou might remember this, but I believe, Brady, the initial winner over Orange County came from Gibson Bardsley when we played at UC Irvine back in 2015 on the road.
Funny enough, I don't remember the trip. I think David Irving forgot to give me a boarding pass for that one. Hate when that happens.
My mistake on the Brady Ballou not being on the
Thanks
on
for
the
bringing
trip
it
on that
up,
one.
Pop. Thanks for bringing it up. Hello, USL. How's everybody doing?
Gibbo was quite the character. I will give him that.
He's over in Sweden doing something now. Modeling would be my guess. He did fancy himself quite a bit.
Yes.
Orange County really taking the sting out of this one, just keeping possession, making the Roughnecks run, and nobody's done that better than Morton, who's come on as a sub with the fresh legs.
Yeah, Morton, you can tell, trying to make an impression. You can tell potentially good things ahead for Josh Morton. Don't forget the goal of the week. You can make sure to cast your vote for USL Goal of the Week every Monday evening at USLsoccer.com as the road to the fans' choice USL Goal of the Year continues throughout the entire season.
Well, and if you're looking for team goals, then possibly there's 1 from 5 here, isn't there? Because there's been some very, very good team goals.
Eddie Volson has 3 to choose from here this afternoon. Well, the weather did not disappoint today, did it? We had a 30% chance of rain in the area, and the sun has started to shine through here at One Oak.
We didn't have a chance, Pop, to say as well, well played to Mirkovic today, because he's having a well-earned rest. We'll just watch this attack. There's an offside there, but I thought the Serbian did well today in the midfield. I thought he broke things up pretty well, and he's over there having a well-earned rest, the veteran. I thought he did well today. Substituted earlier on, and he'll be back out there, of course, on Wednesday.
At what point in a match like this, Brady, as a player, do you start to settle in and get mentally right for what you know is going to be the quick turnaround for Wednesday?
During the match, I don't think so much you're thinking about Wednesday, although it's different for every player in every position, certainly. Now with 2 guys that are going to be absent on Wednesday, yeah, you might think a little bit more about saving those legs, as we're going to have a shorter bench come just a few days' time. So it's difficult to say.
But certainly as a player, I say it often, if you've been beaten heavily and, you know, it's not gone your way, the next best thing is to have a game around the corner, isn't it? And not have to wait 2 weeks for the next one, or a week, you know, so they could get back at it against Timbers 2, isn't it, on Wednesday for another evening game here at One Oak.
Quinn knocked off of the ball. Lucinho mixing it up. Center of the pitch. Orange County SC now is content. Knocked the ball around on a nice afternoon here at the ballpark.
And this, if you're an Orange County player, is what you dream of, isn't it? Just to see out the game, just knock the ball around and wait for the referee to blow the final whistle with your team 5-0 up.
Don't forget that if you think like the experts do, and you feel like that you might even be a little bit better than they are, you have your shot at USLsoccer.com. Show off your knowledge of the league by picking the right results, the matchups. That's close to number 6, even though the assistance flag is up on the far side. You pick the right results of the USL's matchups each week of the season. You feel like that you are better at picking games than anyone else. Make sure to head to the website USLsoccer.com.
I'm just getting word here that Juan Pablo Caffa wishes everyone well here in Tulsa, watching the game from Fresno, California.
Had a chance to watch several of Fresno's matches there in the early season. Caffa, of course, last year's Tulsa Roughnecks. Gabby Arce, Argentinian, finds Ugarte. Offsides is Morton. Morton's had lively legs, Dave Saunders, since he came on.
Yes, I've been impressed with him. He's come on, he's needed some energy, hasn't he? And sorry, the team have needed some energy, and he's come on and he's put himself about and done a lot of the work up there against basically a back four that have got nothing to do. So, yeah, I think he's a good player. I think he's going to be a good acquisition for the Roughnecks, and I think it won't be long before we see him in the starting 11 on a regular basis. And I think he can play, correct me if I'm wrong, Brady Ballou, but I think he can play Josh Morton in several different positions.
Absolutely. He's been a bright spot today since he's come on. It's something to focus on going into Wednesday. This is a guy that can contribute in a numerous amount of roles and do it effectively. It's not just a guy that's going to fill a role, but he's going to be a bright spot in that role. So I'm looking forward to seeing the kid grow.
Let's talk about Orange County for a second. Back home against Los Dos on the 7th. Then on the 14th of April, they do the Texas road trip at San Antonio FC, at Rio Grande Valley FC, Toros. Come back home against Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, then at Real Monarchs. I mean, that's a pretty difficult stretch, even coming away from Tulsa here. You go Los Dos, San Antonio, Rio Grande Valley, Colorado Springs, and the Real Monarchs. They're all within, 4 or 5 games in a row. That's, I think it was key for them to come out from the Oklahoma road trip with at least 3 points, and they officially get 6 as this one is in the books. And they have set themselves up now here in a great spot heading into a very difficult portion of their schedule. Well, that'll do it. 5-0 is our score here from the afternoon tilt at One Oak Field, with Orange County SC coming in dominating performance. Roughnecks finish with 9 players. And just not the performance, obviously, that Tulsa was looking for, Dave Saunders.
No, it's one of those that you have to put behind you and say, 2 settings off and conceding 5 is not good enough. And the coach will talk to them. He'll probably give them a day off tomorrow, I would have thought, and then they'll be back in again preparing for Wednesday.
See if we can get some final thoughts from Brady Ballou. Brady, as a player now, you have to put this one completely out of your mind and get set for Wednesday night.
This one's completely done. You can forget about it. You can put it behind you. It's time to refocus, re-energize, and yeah, it's a clean slate. So mentally resetting, getting some rest physically, not only mentally, and just readjust some of those tactics to put a performance together against Tulsa or Timber Sioux.
Facebook is one of the great areas that you can check in on news and updates from the USL. Check out the USL's official Facebook page. Brings you the best from around the league with news, highlights, and interactive features. Like the USL on Facebook to get the league's best content delivered directly to you. Well, you see some of the fans disappointed in the afternoon performance, but just one of those games, Dave Saunders, where it wasn't your afternoon at all. You play this game long enough, you be a part of this game long enough, and you'll have an outcome like this happen at some point. And I think on the positive note, maybe it's good to get one of these out of the way here in the early portion of the season. And now you can put all of your focus on Portland coming in on Wednesday.
Yeah, you know, nobody wants to be beaten 5-0, so we'll see what the Roughnecks are made of. The good news is they, as you say, they bring Timbers 2 in on Wednesday. They can get this out of their system. It's not been a great afternoon, but you know, that's sport for you, isn't it? Sometimes you're well beaten and everything seems to go wrong. So we'll see some highlights in a minute, but they've been well beaten by a good side. Let's credit the opposition. You know, when someone wins 5-0, there's a team out there that's been extremely good. And I think we'll see. You talked about that stretch, Pop, at the end of the commentary there. We'll see how good Orange County are after that next 4 or 5 games.
Roughnecks finished with 9 players, 2 red cards issued. We had 9 cards overall in the afternoon. Referee was busy for most of the afternoon with that. It's maybe one of the more heavy-handed game as far as cards that I can remember in quite some time.
Yeah, I think, you know, he will look. The referee will go back and look, as they always do, and there'll be an assessor, and they'll work together. And who am I? I don't want to sit here and criticize referees. But, you know, he will look at some of those and say, well, maybe on a different day I might not have given, you know, the yellow cards that I did. He was absolutely adamant about the 2 red cards, so give him credit for that. You know, I'm sure Coach Vodrell will have a look as well, and the players will look as well. But, yeah, it was a busy afternoon for the referee. But really, the disappointment is the result. Obviously, 2 red cards is very disappointing, but the result, losing 5-0. OK, we'll give Orange County a couple of goals because they were playing against 9 men. Well done to them, though. They've thoroughly beaten the Roughnecks here today. All
right, let's see some of the highlights from this afternoon tilt here at One Oak Field in a weekend that has a very high volume of games for the USL, most games in their history in this weekend. And there's the players walking out, and here's Michael Benz before he is sent off. And what an attempt this was.
That was a great hit, wasn't it? It's one of those Ronaldo-type free kicks that sort of dips at the last minute. So, but here was the first goal from Orange County.
Andy Volson there with the header, past Serta, and that sent Orange County on their way. As you see the celebration there.
And he's a top striker, isn't he, Andy Volson? Here's the second goal. Got a deflection. Richard Chaplow, the Englishman there, getting the second goal. Popular figure, captain, and he had a great game today. Got a lot of the ball.
Here's where the game turned, in my opinion, the red card from Michael Benz.
Yeah, I think it was a strong challenge. When you saw the replay, you could see that he didn't go over the top of the ball, but you made a good point to me at half-time that he came in with his trailing leg as well. Here was another effort, the third goal here, and he was played onside by Muniz there, and that was our man, the Great Dane, again, with his second of the afternoon.
Sitting on the brace currently there, and on to the second half. Here's Arce.
Yeah, this was a great quality free kick from Arce, in behind the defence, between the keeper, ball across the box, and here's Riggs Lennon with his first chance, and that was actually a very fine save from the keeper. He didn't have a lot to do this afternoon.
Andy Volson wasn't done on the evening. Lots of space to turn and operate there. Just sets himself up on his right foot and slams it home.
Yeah, when you're, and that's Seton again giving the ball there to Andy Volson, and then back to Seton, and that was number 5, and that was game, set, and match. There's a Jamaican with the 5th goal. But, you know, when you give up 2 players, you know, you're down to 9, you expect someone like Andy Volson to have more time, but you can't give him that time because he's a top quality striker. But well done to them. They finished the game off, and a thoroughly professional performance from Orange County throughout the whole game.
Wednesday night, T2 in town, and becoming an incredibly important match for the Roughnecks as well, trying to get their first points on the season. 7 o'clock start. You can't think about this one at all. This one's completely done and over with, and time to put that focus solely on Portland. That'll do it for us as well. We'll say goodbye here from One Oak Field. Roughnecks fall 5-0 here to the hands of the Orange County SC, and a brilliant performance from them. Oklahoma road trip, very fruitful with 6 points, as you see Oily waving the Roughnecks flag here on the motorcycle as we close it out here from One Oak Field. I want to say thank you to everyone involved in the production side. Also to Brady Ballou, the 3rd member of our broadcast, doing a great job as well from his sideline position. Dave Saunders, we'll see you back here on Wednesday, my friend.
I will be here, and that's football for you folks. We'll be back and see if the Roughnecks can get their first point of the season.
Everyone have a very safe and happy Easter weekend. And coming to you next time here from One Oak Field, I'm Jeremy Poplin, for my partner Dave Saunders, saying have a great rest of your weekend from all of us here at the Tulsa Roughnecks.